Okay, hi, I'm CHRISTI'S Civil. I am 21. I am currently studying the best thing, teaching. Okay, don't question it. I am arty, and I am a bit of a curious creature, and I've always been searching for my place in this world. And this is my testimony. Okay, so I've been challenged to do the Chubby Bunny challenge, and every time I put a marshmallow in my mouth I have to say Chubby Bunny. So let's see how this goes. Let's start. Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny. So when I was younger, I was brought up in a household that had quite a few different religions. We didn't have really a strict religious background. And the only time I really experienced a religion or a church or anything along those lines was when I went to my grandparents. They used to take me to church, and they used to pray over meals and pray after meals, pray before meals, pray before bedtime. And there was just some sort of grounding feeling I have never experienced, and the only time I really felt that grounding is with my grandma and my grandpa. So when I would come back home, I'd feel lost and empty, and I'd continually search for that grounding again. The way I did it from an early age is by delving into different religions. So my dad is a Scientologist, my mother was an atheist at the time, and I had a lot of New Age Buddhism friends, let's say, that I sort of clinged on to and learned their ways to try and find this grounding. The thing with all those different types of concepts and religions is that you end up giving more than it gives back. And I did lose a lot of myself giving different little pieces of myself to each religion. And I got tired. I got tired of giving almost bits of my soul, bits of my magical sparkle per se, to these ways of life that didn't really suit me. So then I got fed up, got bored, and I started to look into groups of friends for this grounding. It worked for a little bit because a person is a person, it's here in life, I can touch, I can feel this person. And a concept like religion is so abstract. Sometimes it's easier just to depend on friends for that sort of belonging. The problem with that is you tend to pour everything out to these people who are supposed to look after you, supposed to be there for you, and they can really take advantage of that. And so after years and cycles of being in quite sketchy friend groups at certain times, bless them, one will learn, but my heart sort of hardened towards people. And when that happened, a very good friend of mine pulled me aside and saw how I was darkening, completely darkening. We can say it's from the New Age influences. Maybe a part 2 for that one. But he pulled me aside and he said how Jesus and Christianity has changed him. And I saw the change, and I took the risk, and I became a Christian. One conversation. And so from hiding and being hurt by friends, leaning to self-destructive behaviors, I leaned again on a friend who took me to Christianity. To go into further detail about the different religions I have explored, first let's start with Scientology. I was raised in a Scientology sort of household, and I did some of their practices at a young age, the auditing, the different books, the research. Ultimately, it felt like I was constantly being tested. It was very cold, and it was like I was a science project. It wasn't for me. So from that, I understood that we had souls. I got that from Scientology. And so I knew that there was something more out there. From that, a few years later, I started to delve into Buddhism because I needed to cope with my stress and my anxiety. And I felt that the meditations and the calm crystal music in the background, that whole Buddhism flow would calm my nerves. Sadly, it did the opposite, and I felt that the teachings confused me at times. It always felt like I had to do something to be accepted, or I had to do something to find this inner peace. And ultimately, it felt like I was giving pieces of myself again to appease Buddhism. I think it's a peaceful religion and belief, but sadly it was not for me either. And then from then, I delved into paganism. Yes, I'm a very curious creature. I do lots of research. I love it. I love learning, you know. I'm an art teacher, you see. But paganism, it fueled me in some other sort of way. I think because I've been so hurt by my friends and feeling so lost in religion, I wanted to find something that could fuel me, give me more power, take back my power in some sort of sick, twisted way. And they used paganism and then New Age religion to sort of find this power. With New Age, I did learn a lot about myself. I did. You know, how much I can believe or trust in religion. I was really big in New Age, had all the crystals, had all the incense, knew all the yoga moves, you know, had all the cool music. But that sort of took me to a deeper hole, a big place of loneliness. I depended on rocks to save my sanity, and that also didn't work out for me, and it also delved into other more self-destructive tendencies. So yeah, when I was deep in the pit of New Age, had all my crystals and my bangles, and that's where Christianity found me. So in terms of my influences, friends, we were really into worldly things. We went partying, we got dressed up, we took the photos, we did the gossip, but also because my friends were really into the New Age, we encouraged each other to get lost in it, to give more of yourself to this sort of belief or this religion. And by that, we started tearing each other down and using each other in some weird way. You have to be careful who you surround yourselves with. Me being all these different people, all these different religions, I have connected different friend groups to each moment in time. And I've got to say, they are a massive influence. They can change the way you see yourself, see the world, and see God. Just be careful about that. I'm very grateful that nowadays I've got such an amazing support system. All my believers, and some not, motivate me and make me feel whole in a way. Very blessed. Okay, well, in terms of my grandparents, the reason why I found this grounding is because they had, in my head as a little girl, a perfect family life. Oma and Opa were out in the garden, we went to church, we were bird watchers, we were campers, and everything we did was surrounded and centered around Jesus Christ and Christianity. At the time, I didn't understand religion because of my home life. You see, if you come from a background where it's half Scientology, half atheist, with a Christian background, it gets really confusing. And at the time, my parents were fighting, going through their issues. Great people, but not great together, that sort of situation. That image of a perfect household sort of broke away and really broke my spirit as a little girl. And from that point in time, I felt very insecure. I felt like I was the reason partially I wasn't good enough. And almost every sort of stable connection or stable relationship I've ever had at that age disintegrated. And so I lost stability again in people. So when I went to my grandparents, they were stable as people. They were always there for me, always grounded in their faith, beautiful union, and they were also stable in their religion. So I felt a lot of safety there. My home life has been a journey. It has built me as a person, and through all the trials and the anger, the anxiety, the blaming, the running away, I used Christianity to be able to cope with that in the end. And now those relationships where I would have blamed and pointed a finger and shouted at and screamed at, I can look at them as the person and forgive them and accept what I have right now and be grateful for it. So thank goodness for my grandparents for giving me that little piece of what it could be. Now the thing with being lost, it's easier to be lost in a group of people, to try and feel more found. And that's what I did with my friends. It didn't change the fact that we were lost, but we were lost together. And it brought this sort of short-lived comfort. So in regards to Christianity, I felt that it's the only faith where I didn't have to do the work, and God already did the work for me to get into heaven, to feel like I belonged, to feel that peace. Where other religions, I had to work extremely hard to get. I can't even explain the amount of acceptance I get now. I didn't get a feel of it at all. Now, by giving bits of myself to religion, I started taking bits from myself and ended up in a self-destructive loop. It was very fitting to the path I was on, being so lost in other religions. And ultimately I ate into myself and broke a bunch of little fragments that took Jesus, Christianity, and time to heal. You should never feel that you need to, in my own opinion, that you have to give yourself away for a belief. Ultimately, it's supposed to help you in this life, be there for you, and you live your life because of it. You find your identity because of it, your purpose because of it. And I urge that people are more open to Christianity. It's a lot more of an accepting place than you think it is. Speaking from a past Buddhist, Scientologist, paganist, New Ageist being. Yeah, you're welcome. You can come. Christianity is not that scary. And it will maybe bring you that peace of mind that it brought to me. So take it from me. I have been there. I have done that. I have explored religions. I have done countless hours of studying, thinking, feeling lost. And I can tell you that Christianity is where I found myself and found my place. I understand it's scary. You come to God thinking you're not enough, that you've done things, carrying this baggage with you. God opens it up and takes it all away, folds it, packs it nice and neatly into the cupboard. You don't need to stress about it. Well, that's me. Thank you for listening to my testimony, and thank you to Unpacking Grace for letting me share my crazy story. If you have gone through something similar or are experiencing all these changes and thoughts, I urge you to share your testimony and to give Christianity a chance. Thank you.